Hi, everybody. This is Gregg. I'm the founder of Business Sales Expert and the Business Sales Accelerator Academy. And today I'm here with my friend, a good friend of mine, Laura Barker, and she's with a company that's a great company out there. It's a network marketing company called Legal Shield. She's a top producer. She has a huge team and has been building her business for years in this company. I'll let her tell a little bit more of the details. But it's pretty interesting because in the last few months, we came together and I met her on LinkedIn, and she decided to work with me on some different strategies. Years ago, I used to work for a company called Aflac. You guys know that company on TV with the duck, the one that does all the benefits with the state and the city employees and all that, and does small business benefits. Well, back then, I created a system in Aflac that was like nothing else. And that system, I used to fly around the country and train it when I used to work for Aflac. And it was so duplicatable and so effective that people used to learn the system and go grow and go sign up groups and get clients because of that system. And I was there for years and I did a lot of business, became $1 million producer in Aflac at that time. But after that, I left Aflac and I started my own business and I got into sales training and coaching. And over the years, I took that same training and taught it to different people in different industries, different insurance industries. But the one that it really pertained the most to was Legal Shield. The reason why is because Legal Shield does the exact same thing Aflac did. They do employee benefits and they have the opportunity to build a team at the same time. So what Laura did, we met on LinkedIn and I told her about this training and she decided to come and work with me. And so today I wanted to just kind of give you an insight of what happened from the time that we met. I taught her the training and what it actually produced. So Laura, welcome to the channel.
Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate the opportunity to share.
Yeah. So I just want to ask you just a couple questions about, what actually happened in your business a little bit since the time we trained. But before we go there, I want to ask you just a couple questions. Why, a successful person like you've already been successful. You already had a big team going. You already were doing groups. You were with one of the best companies in the company or best industries in the company and teams. So why did you hire me in the first place? What was the reason?
While I have had some success, I felt like there was something missing in the duplicability. I don't even know if that's a word, but the ability to
it's a word now.
Well, it is now, right? So the ability to duplicate what I was seeing, the success that I was seeing. I wasn't seeing that duplication necessarily in my team. Sure. And we would have starts and stops and starts and stops. We could not seem to maintain momentum. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get and it's even harder to keep. So when I spoke with you about your program, it really spoke to me because it was not kind of general coaching. It really was different in the sense that it was specific training about how to increase your business from A to Z, right, from prospecting to closing. And so that's what appealed to me to work with.
That's great. And we're doing two different types of training. One, we started working on the training for getting into groups with your employee benefit program. But now we're also doing training on the network marketing and building your team. We're going to talk about those separately. So let's first talk about the results that you've had from learning the system, which I call Fast Start. It's a Fast Start system of how to meet a business, get in past the receptionist, get to the owner, and get the owner to allow you to offer those benefits to their employees. So tell me a little bit about, from the time you learned it, what you did, and then some of the results that came from it.
Okay, so one of the things that I think, first of all, I've had a lot of success with it. I couldn't be happier. But one of the things I think that has led to that is that I decided when I signed on with you, Stephen, that I was not going to try to reinvent the wheel. That you had done this, you had a system, so I decided I was going to do what you said, period. And that really is critical, because what's the point of working with you if I'm not going to do what you tell me to do, right?
I'm really really hard line on being coachable. The coachability factor is a key element to learning. Absolutely.
So I just dug in and said, okay, I'm going to do this. And so from the first step of walking into businesses and getting that contact information so that I'm going to have a lead, and getting, 50, you can just get as many as you want.
Right.
50 a week is a great goal. You can build up your cards and then you're set to make calls. And so then the second step is setting up a meeting.
So, but what happened to you? So when you went out there and got those 50 cards and you made those calls, so tell me some of the results. What actually happened? Okay. Tell me what happened with it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So I did that. I got the cards, made the phone calls, got the meetings, went to do the meetings. And this is really where the magic started, was at the meetings. Because this is when you're meeting face to face with a business owner and going to find out if you're going to get an enrollment. So the very first one I did, it was unbelievable. Probably 7 minutes total for me to share with the business owner what we do. And I walked out of there with the authorization form signed and the enrollment date set. Unbelievable. I could barely make it to the car without turning purple. I'm not kidding.
That's funny, because a lot of people that learn this system, that's what happens. They learn the system. They don't know why it works. It just works because it's proven. So they learn it, and you took 7 minutes. I say it takes 5 minutes, but yours is a little bit longer. So it took 7 minutes. You walked out with a scheduled date, and then did you enroll that group?
Oh, absolutely. We did enroll that group. And oh my gosh, so that's the next super exciting thing, right? Because you set it up so perfectly for the one-on-one presentations. And typically we've been trained to do group presentations, just kind of throw it all out there at once and see who turns in an application. And then I've had success doing it that way, so don't get me wrong, but nowhere near the success that I had sitting down with folks one-on-one. And those meetings took no more than 15 minutes from the time they sat down in front of me to the time I had the signed enrollment application. And we got 100% on that first group.
100%. So let me make sure I'm clear. You learned the system, you went out and did it, applied what you learned, didn't know why it works. It just works because you learned it, and you got 100% close ratio on that first one.
We did.
Now, did you have any other groups after that?
Oh, absolutely. We've had one a week, which is what the system sets you up for, is to do one group a week. And anybody out there in the business knows that if you're enrolling one group a week, you're going to kill it, even if those are small groups. And they have been small groups, and I'm kind of thankful for that, to be honest with you. I've worked very large groups, and I've worked with brokers. I've worked with large companies, and they're difficult. They're a lot more challenging. So there's a lot more involved in getting those to production. And this is so easy. That's what just comes to it. It's so easy. So so I've had one group a week, and this is probably the 4th week now that we've been applying it. And so with each one, it's the same result. I've walked in, I've gotten the group authorization signed, I've opened the group, I've gone and done the enrollments, and we're getting, there's been probably 2 people in all of those groups that did not enroll. One of them, their spouse had our product through another company.
Got it. So you're about 99.9% close ratio.
Something like that.
So those results aren't typical, so we know that. But because you were already confident, you already knew your product, what we did was we just implemented a system, a duplicatable system that you can not only learn for yourself, because you have to learn it for yourself before you can teach it to your team. And that's what I did, is when I was in Aflac, I learned it myself, and then I duplicated it through my team, and that's why our team was off the charts. The last week I was in Aflac, we were #1 in the company out of 60,000 agents. And our team was half the size of everyone else because we had a duplicatable system. And I can tell you, Laura, that's exactly what's going to happen with you. Because it's the next thing I wanted to ask you, the next question is, which was exciting for me, is you saw what was happening to you, and you had a team of about 20 or so people that you started teaching this to, and then we worked out something special. So, I called it an early Christmas present, where we can actually do something for your entire team. And we did. And you invested in your entire team to learn this same system. Now, why would you do something like that? What was the reason?
Well, a couple reasons. I know my team. I know they're hard workers. I know that they want success. So I really believe that if I provided them with the tools that I was using through what you've given me, that they would implement.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
knew
Now,
that.
tell me a little bit about some of the results. Have some of them started actually applying the information and the results so far?
So they have, and we're just a little bit into it, but
Yeah.
absolutely. So they're getting the card. They've gone out and gotten cards, and been some really
Mhm.
funny experiences that you haven't heard about that I know about that are great. And
Sure.
then they're expressing the same thing. This is so easy, and a lot of my team consists of insurance agents.
Mhm.
Just happens to, and some not. But the ones who are insurance agents are blown away
Yeah. Because
because
they can use it in the normal insurance business.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah, it
it's a
really doesn't
win-win.
matter. Well, the techniques are sound. They work no matter what industry you're in if you're going into small businesses.
Right.
So the techniques work, absolutely. And that's great to hear. Yeah, because, another thing I can hear that's happening when we do our training on Mondays, the one thing I notice is that their confidence and their belief is going up.
It is,
Would
and
you
I'll
agree
tell
with
you, and
that?
you don't know this, but of course I've spoken to my team over this week, and so some of them have made appointments.
Oh,
And
really? Yeah, I
oh
haven't heard
yeah,
that part
no,
yet.
you haven't, and
Yeah.
you're gonna love it on Monday because they called me, of course, immediately. Right? You won't believe it, and I'm like, well, I will.
I do believe it. It
I do
works.
believe it. And what they were finding was that they were making a lot of calls and but maybe not getting through to anyone, not actually speaking to anyone, right?
Sure.
But the important thing is this. So the ones who made appointments got an
Mhm.
appointment with the first person they spoke with.
Right, because you
Because it's
have to
that
actually
power
speak
of
to an
one.
owner to make an appointment. So it doesn't matter. I mean, my system's not going to make the owners be there when you call,
Right.
but if you call and you speak to the owner and use the system, it works, and that's
Yeah.
the key.
Yeah. So they're pretty excited, some of them. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So I know I'm going to transition a little bit because I know we've been talking about the employee benefit program, and that program right now, I mean, that Fast Start training is amazing. What's happening with you and your team, and it's going to be unbelievable to watch the results over the next few months. I can't wait to see that because I know what it did for me, and I know what it did for all the people that I trained it over the years, and I know what it's going to do for you. But I want to transition really quick into the network marketing part because not only does Leadership have the ability to build a team and sell employee benefits, but you can also build a team of people doing the same thing or building a team that just does the traditional network marketing. And then
Right.
you and I started coaching on that. We started talking about some of the techniques. And the biggest thing that we started discussing was the words, the verbiage. So what have you learned from the training that we've been going through about some of the verbiage, and tell me some of the results from that?
One of the things that you taught me was to get rid of the word interested. Because that's something that comes out of my mouth and everybody else's. Hey, would you be interested in da 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 da, right? And I changed that to open to. Would you be open to? Oh my goodness. That one change alone has gotten more positive responses from people that I've been talking to on the phone, in person. It's just effective. It's just way better than what I had been saying. And you've got a whole list of words that you've given me that I've
Right.
started implementing into my vocabulary and getting rid of things in my vocabulary so that I can have a more effective conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And so that's the big thing that you got from that is that the words are what matter. I didn't give you any scripts. I didn't give you anything, perfect what to say. There's no secret sauce. But there are words that are better than others because you were already having success with or without me. And you were going to have success with it if I came to your life or not. All I did was give you some words that made you more effective than before you met me. That's all I did. But here's the big thing. I can give you all the words. I've given them to many people, but you actually learned them and actually applied them in the field. And that's the key. So that's all credit to you, 100%.
Okay. And that is the key, though. That's the key to any success. I'm a lawyer by training. I don't practice anymore. Instead, I love what I do, connecting people to the best legal system in the world.
Mhm.
But it's the same anywhere in any industry. If you don't take the coaching, practice what your craft is, whatever that is, whether it's jury trials or whether it's group enrollments. If you're going to be making a presentation, you've got to practice. You got to have the right words. You got to know what to say, and it's got to be from the heart. So that's another thing that I really enjoyed about your training is, kind of taking it from the head to the heart. You call it fourth level training. I call it going from the head to the heart, where it just comes out naturally.
That's right.
It just flows.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's all about. It's all about the heart and, doing things for the people that want the benefits that you offer, that want the service, that want to get into business, and you help them. The people that don't want it, you thank them for their time, let them go. But the words are what matter. And that's, I think that's the one thing I want to just convey right now to people that are listening to this message, that, learning the right words to say and how to say it are the key to business and success. If you're saying the wrong things, most people don't realize that they're destroying their own business. They're the ones creating their own objections. If you're getting objections, most of the time it's because of the words that are coming out of your mouth. And most people don't get that. They don't realize that they're causing their own problems and they don't even get it. And so, through the Business Sales Accelerator Academy, what I've been able to do is put together systems to really articulate what those problems are, what those words you're saying and are not saying, to be able to expose them to you, show them to you, so you can eliminate them and give you the right words so you can attract your ideal client and turn those into either distributors, of course, or customers, whatever, in your particular business that you're trying to do. Is that what you've been seeing so far?
Oh, absolutely, Stephen. All of that you said, it is, the words do matter. The words are critical. And I can tell you, over the last 5.5 years, I've been trying to come up with the best words on my own. I'd go do a presentation, I'd have some success, but I'd think, okay, why didn't that person get it? What was holding them back? And I would tweak my language and I would read and I studied. I'm always studying out in the industry, so I would glean information, but I was just doing it piecemeal, getting a little bit better here and a little bit better there, which is great. This is so much easier. Oh my gosh, you've already done it for me, and I'm so thankful.
Yeah. I mean, 32 years of experience of making mistakes for a long time. Your experience is sometimes your best teacher. And you know my story. I've been through so many ups and downs and challenges over the years. I actually took those, bottled them, and made it easy for others. So that's what you're just getting. You're getting a compilation of all my mistakes and the right things to do versus the wrong ones.
And it's wonderful. And it's working beautifully. And, come and talk to me in a year. See where I'm living.
Oh, I'll be there when you walk across that stage, getting that big plaque and that big check.
Heck yeah.
Take you to a steak and lobster dinner. How about that?
There you go. That's right.
Yeah. So let me ask you really quick, just out there, there's a lot of coaches, there's a lot of trainers, there's a lot of systems out there, there's a lot of noise online, there's all these trainers and stuff that can teach you something. You chose me. Why? I mean, why not some of these big names? Why not some of these big companies? What was the difference? What did you notice?
Well, you can imagine I've been approached a lot over the years for people to coach me. I've only ever invested in 2 coaching programs, yours and one other. And I really, after the first one, never thought I would need to do another one, to be honest with you. But when because really for the most part, they all seem to be doing the same thing, which is just sort of
the basics.
Coaching, the basics. It's not specific. It's not 1, 2, 3. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. ABC. So that was the difference, Stephen, was that when we were on that call for over an hour, kind of learning about each other and what you all have to offer and what I do and whether it was a fit, I just kept understanding the more we talked that the program that you offered was concrete. For one, this is huge. It's over a concrete period of time. It is finite. This is not a coaching program that just goes on and on, kind of like psychotherapy or something, right?
Right.
No, thank you. I don't need that. Or maybe I do, but anyway. But, this was a concrete 8-week program. And I thought, wow, okay, I like that. I didn't want just sort of some nebulous thing that lasted a year that was going to, whatever. So I really liked the fact that it was finite.
Yeah, it was a specific period of time because it used to be a year. I used to, coach people over a long period of time. But what I started realizing is people want results now. Right. So what I did was I just asked myself the question, how can I take this information and make it shorter and make it shorter and make it shorter without costing more money? Because when it was a year, it was a lot more money. And then, of course, the shorter it got, the less expensive it needed to be. It's still, enough to where it makes a person stretch, but it's not so much that it's out of reach for anyone. Anyone who wants it bad enough. And that's what I look for. People that are hungry, that are sick and tired of being sick and tired, that are frustrated as all heck, and they're ready for a change. That's what I want to work with, because I know if they learn what I teach, they'll get instant results. And so, yeah, I agree. And I appreciate you sharing that, because that is important, that it has to be a system. And I'm not interested in coaching you for the rest of your life. That's not my interest. I'm interested in you becoming successful, we being friends and going hanging out. That's more important to me.
And that sounds great. I can't wait. And, I would say one other thing too, you talk about being hungry, yeah, I'm successful. I was already successful, but you know what? I was also felt like I was at a plateau.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure how was I going to grow this? How was I going to help my team? And that was key to me, because that was the other thing that was key. It was finite, and I knew it was duplicatable.
Yeah.
I knew I could take this finite system and train my team, and we would kill it. And that's what's going to happen. I can't wait for this to keep unfolding and see these results. And I'm very grateful that we were able to work something out for you to train my team.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I deal with a lot of people that are newer, that are struggling themselves individually, but, you weren't that person. You were already successful. And I deal with a lot of people that are, 6- and 7-figure income earners, and they come to me as well for the same type of reason, because either you're stuck, or how do I take what I know and duplicate it through my team? Because what happens is a lot of people, the more successful they get, they forget what it was like when they were new. But because I'm in the field every day, I go networking still. Just like, a lot of people will talk about networking, but never go networking. Or we'll talk about online marketing, but never do online marketing. See, I teach what I do, not just the theory and concept about what I do. I've gone through the struggles of insecurity and scared of my own shadow and not knowing how to talk to people and not using the right words and messing up my sales and the fears of the roller coaster and all the other garbage that we went through. I've gone through it, and I still go through it, because I'm still in the field every day.
Right.
So because of that, I teach you what I do.
And it shows, Stephen, because that's why you can coach so effectively when somebody has a problem. On our calls, somebody, ran into, really it runs it, what it amounts to, in my opinion, is fear.
Yeah.
If somebody has a difficulty, they're either, afraid of implementing the system as it is, because for some reason it makes them uncomfortable, and they don't want to get outside of that comfort zone.
That's right. That's right, and that's all it is, fear. That's why we do a whole fear training inside the academy. We go through step by step on dealing with fear. Absolutely. So this is my last question. I'm just going to open it up for you. Anything you would like to share with the people watching this, anything at all, this is your time. Anything you would like to share about the training, the coaching, or your results, or anything you want to share, this is your free time. Anything you want to share?
Sure. Stephen, first of all, I just adore you. And so if people get a chance, if y'all get a chance to work with Stephen, you're going to find that he's a lot of fun, and he's got the kindest heart and the givingest person you'll ever encounter. So I love that about working with him and just about him. The decision that I made to partner with Stephen to grow my business is going to be one that I know, I'm already looking at as transformative, because I know what has already happened in the short period of time that I've been implementing this program. And I now have the confidence to know that I can enroll one group or more every week. This is not limited to one group per week. It's not limited to in networking how many people I talk to. I can talk to as many people as I want to and implement this system. So I know it gives you a sense of control over where your business is going. How big do you want it to grow? Because now you really have the tools.
So there's definitely no limit, and it's going to be amazing to watch what happens over the next few months and years. So I'm excited. Thank you so much, Laura, for coming on this broadcast with me and sharing the things that you shared, because I hope this message really impacts a lot of people that are watching this. And for all of you that are here, you're at the Business Sales Accelerator Academy. And hope this makes sense for you. I hope you decide to be a part of it. It's a free training that you can come and join and check out. And I look forward to talking to you soon. You have a great day. I'll talk to you later, Laura.
Great. Thanks, Stephen. Take care.
Okay, have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.